So you know what you're going to learn on tonight's Tech Talk Taco Tuesday? You're going to learn how if I like something and you don't, it means that product does not suck. It's just we have different opinions. Or you can like YZ400s and other things like, I can't remember the other stuff, but you're going to have to listen to the show. If you want to support Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, thank Yamaha, Taco Moto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, and you can always shop through Amazon on our links on dirtbiketest.com. And don't forget the push-through button on Rocky Mountain MC, also on www.dirtbiketest.com. Now here's the show. Like the announcer said, you're with Tech Talk Taco Tuesday. This is Pahrump, Valley of the Dirt People, and Logan Tyler. You're back. Good to see you. You survived a trail ride with me over the weekend. Better than Cooper.
Yes.
Who can't be here tonight. Hold on. We fixed the problem.
Yep, it's fixed.
Thanks Desert Adventures and Rick Levon for helping us diagnose that, or at least telling us we don't know what we're doing. So 628R Motorsports wants to know what my view on electric dirt bikes is. And good question. I was actually texting with a friend of mine who I want to bring on the show because he pre-ordered a Stark Varg. And did you order one, Logan?
No.
You didn't? Your dad?
No.
Anybody you know?
Nope.
Okay. Well, he's the only one that I know that did. And I wanted to, because the media went over there. They flew select media over to someplace to go ride it. And I think they're under an embargo because they rode it. And I heard that some of them were pretty impressed. They liked it. But there was always but in everybody that I heard talk to somebody else. I haven't talked to any of them personally, but there was, oh, it's going to be great, but, and then there was this. This is the problem with anything new. And I'm not just electric dirt bikes, anything that's always new. It's okay. Here's the new thing. Like when I remember when monoshock came out, that was single shock, which is pretty much every bike these days. It's great, but you know, and in the early ones, they were overheating and they didn't work as good as the twin shocks and whatever, but it was new. Disc brakes. Oh, they're great, but you know, they evidently didn't work when they got wet, and there's all these other things. Overheated fluid, you get air in your fluid, all these things. But this can be said for almost anything that's new. So when we get to the electric bikes, this is where we're at with stuff. It's still changing. It's going to evolve. It's not going to be too long before they're as good as performance-wise in a lot of categories as what we're currently riding as gas bikes. And then there's going to be some things they're better at and some things that they're worse at. And there'll be some things that they'll never be as good as gas bikes. And there's be some things that, you know, that's just the nature of it. And if people are going to, you know, form companies that want to sell electric bikes and they want to compete, they've got to compete in whatever the market is. And right now it involves gas bikes. So until I ride one that there's not a kind of a but, that it's not a real limiting factor, then it's like they kind of don't really matter. It's still kind of an emerging thing. I like to try them to see how they are, but if I can only ride it for 30 minutes, that's out for me. It doesn't matter where. And if I can only trail ride it for 2 hours, that's not enough for me. You know, I want 3 at least, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
So this is where the electric is currently having issues. And then, you know, having the ability, if you're using it in a remote location, to charge it back up. You know, you're not going to drag a giant diesel generator out with you to your favorite trail riding camping spot to charge your bike up. So, but they're mostly talking about them right now for motocross use. And for that, you know, having a battery that's maybe interchangeable, you know, might be a good thing, so that you can take a couple battery packs and get your need of riding in. But we'll wait and see and see how it all works out. So that's my view. The funny thing is, so just in the last week, I've seen 3 or 4 companies launch their electric bikes, and one looked actually both of them or two of them to me look like more of an artist's rendition than an actual real. I mean, it was a pretty well done picture, but I don't think it was real. And then some of the other ones, it looked like somebody just. They look like they went to someplace where they clone stuff, China, Asia, someplace over there, and they took a YZ450 and then dropped an electric motor into it. And I'll tell you right now that isn't going to work. That bike was designed to have a gas motor in it, and if you've seen how long Yamaha's been playing around with moving that engine around, moving little things around, adjusting it to get it to work the way that they want it, you can't just drop another motor. Just like when they take the old 2-stroke 500s, like the CR 500 and KX 500, and drop it in an aluminum chassis, and they go, yeah, 500, great. I've ridden some of those things. They're horrible. I mean, it's fun to ride. It's like, yeah, 500 makes a lot of power, but they don't handle very well. They vibrate like crazy. And so an electric motor cannot just be dropped into a, knockoff chassis. And like those knockoff chassis, FYI, because there's a company that makes a really good looking knockoff of the Honda CRF chassis, a little bit older generation one. If you were to cut it in half, or if you were to pull the engine out and just look at some of the webbing and the channeling and stuff like that, it's nothing. It looks like it on the outside. It's kind of the same shape, but that's really all it is. So that's my view. Not really ready for prime time yet, but if it is, I mean, I'll eat my words on it. But I think even with some of these ones, Stark came out, and I think that they wanted to make a splash. They did. They've got they got a big company, a lot of investors behind them, and there's a lot of money in that operation. And they kind of did what Cannondale did. If I want to bring up another thing that was going to revolutionize and change everything. They said, hey, look at us. We're going to do this, this, and this, and we're going to do it. We're going to be the best right when we come out. And that's a pretty bold statement, when they're talking about 80 horsepower, which we don't need. Nobody needs 80 horsepower. It's kind of a nice number to throw around, but like 80 horsepower. And, this, and then some of the lengths of time the bike was going to run, some of the charging time stuff just didn't make sense with current battery technology. So maybe by the time they release it, that stuff will be going. I don't know. So that's the Stark Varg is coming soon. We don't know how soon, but so they're talking about some of the horsepower packages that, you can get it with 60 horsepower. Anyways, that's it. Once I ride one and it's good, I'll let you know. I'll be the first. I rode the Alta. Alta was really good. I was actually really surprised at the time trail riding we got out of it. But, it wasn't, on the Moto track, you could kind of cook the battery pretty quick. In other words, I couldn't get one of my normal motos length of time, 25, 30 minutes. I couldn't ride the bike for that, or it would ride. It would, but the last 7-8 minutes, it was sluggish. It was like somebody was dragging the rear brake. And, it's just that, and that was the best at the time. And it was really good when it was on full power and it worked. And that was only riding it at 3, not 4. They had 4 positions, and like 4 was almost too much. And I would have gone in and remapped some stuff to kind of make a combination of 3 and 4 for Moto, but that's me. I'm picky. So anyways, what we got to do? What do we got to do? Thank our sponsors.
Climb, DDC, Takamoto, Yamaha, Scott Sports, Trailtech, Fasst Company.
You need to sound way more enthusiastic about this. You need to say, this show, Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, is brought to you by
Yamaha, Takamoto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trailtech.
Can we just get a knob, maybe like a knob on your chest that I turn it up and it changes the tone and excitement, you think? Okay, next one more time. Read them one more time, Logan, because I'm going to do something really important here.
On Tech Talk Taco Tuesday, we are sponsored by Yamaha, Takamoto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail
Hard to do
Tech,
this with one hand, by the way.
Fasst Company, Jimmy Lewis Off Road,
That sounds
Fasst
fine.
Company. No, that's
That sound fine?
That
sounded
Pop
fine.
right there.
Yeah. And tonight, Tech Talk Taco Tuesday is brought to you by this. Of course, it's backwards for them, but I'll hold it up for the other show. Hey, Logan, you get to say this word. What's it called? Silence is the best thing for the podcast.
Great.
Diablos with a G.
Diablos with a G. It's Los Gudaidos. Gouda. I haven't even had any, and I'm already Gouda. I'm getting excited. Gudaidos. Yeah. It's you can't get it in the States. This is something I picked up down in Cabo when I was down there at the tequila shop, West Coast Tequila, by the way, if you're curious. Really nice guy down there. I had a little tasting and found some stuff that I didn't like. So this is the other thing we do. It should be called Tech Talk Tequila Tuesday because we had way more tequila, at least I have, on this show than tacos. So yeah, I'll let you know how it is. So again, one more time, sponsors with some spunk, Logan.
Yamaha, Takamoto, Scott Sports, Climb, DDC, Trail Tech, Fasst Company, Jimmy Lewis Off Road, Better Rider Podcast.
And there's a discount code for that, isn't there?
For Jimmy Lewis Off Road, Tech Talk 22.
Tech Talk 22 if you want the online riding schools we have there for beginner riders, like somebody that has not ridden at all. That's the beginner rider schools, and there's a little discount. Tech Talk 22 is that code.
And another thing I want to chime in there is if you purchase the online riding school or Learn to Ride curriculum on there, you also receive access to our beta test of the online coaching option right now. Allows you to make an appointment with me, and we can actually go ahead and review a video that you submit. This is also available to if anyone who's attended the Jimmy Lewis Off-Road Riding School in person, I would say within the last year.
Okay, you're in charge of all this.
Technically any longer.
I'm learning about this right now.
Yeah.
That's good.
No, so we've discussed this before, but I don't think I think it was just like once. But yeah, so the online coaching is available. It's just right now we're in the testing mode, testing it on a larger scale. We've done a beta test of this last year, which if you were involved in that beta test, please let me know, and I can set you up with some goodies as well.
Okay. Goodies.
So, yeah.
Goodies and free coaching. There's nothing better than that if you're looking for a deal. And you learned about it here on Tech Talk. So
yeah, this is limited though, by the way. This isn't for
it's going to get cut off at the first X amount of people.
Yeah, once we get to a certain amount of people, which I'm going to keep to myself.
Matt's threshold of being able to handle it.
Right, because we're testing this at scale. So
right. So what products in that list did you use today, Logan?
Used today.
Did you ride dirt bikes today?
No.
Did you go to school?
Yes.
Did you learn anything?
No.
Oh, aren't you supposed to be getting out of school here pretty quick?
Tomorrow.
So what were you thinking about using it? You were thinking about riding a YZ125?
ooh, yeah.
Getting an ECU for your bike from Takamoto? Wearing Scott Sports goggles, lights transitioning lenses?
I woke up with a pair of goggles, Scott's, in my bed this morning, but
oh, that's something we don't want to know about this. Yeah. Let's see.
There were some good questions regarding electric bikes.
Electric bikes. Any thoughts on the FIM Explore World Cup? I need to know, John, a little bit more about that. I know my buddy Eric Pinard is very involved with this. I don't think it's what you think it is. I think it's going to be like a little bit like that Extreme E car thing that they're doing. It's going to be more about kind of show. It's going to be a little made for TV, made for green than it is. It's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be like a little urban cross or super motard, or I really don't know what it is. But I know that James Stewart is fielding an electric bike team in that event.
Oh, that's what his announcement was.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, so James Stewart is actually fielding a team. Honda is using Mugen and Yamaha is using EMX powertrain to do R&D in this series, is what John says. So I knew that Mugen was involved. They have one of the teams. So evidently there was X amount of teams they allowed in, and I think it was like 12 teams. And then so there's some fuel factory things. So maybe that's where that Yamaha, that YZ450 looking thing is, and maybe it isn't exactly a complete copy. I haven't seen. There's the journalists these days are so poor. Like I can't even go look at any of the stuff and get real information. So it's about as good as getting information for me, right, Logan?
Sure.
Okay.
Good. Well, we did have a discussion last week that was actually pretty good information. There was more than the press releases
about
KTM stuff.
Oh, I want to get back to that.
Yeah.
KTM released their 2023 two strokes, right? And I want to read straight out because I remember I said I needed to do some research.
Yes.
I actually do research when I do research. So I actually called some people, but here's what they said. This is about the reed valve in the 2023 SX and XC bikes. It says the reed valve case has received important design update with newly added plastic flaps on the outside of the reed valve case for better sealing of the entire intake track. What is this? This is the question I had. I'm like, what is this? Because that's straight out of their thing. I don't know what the newly added plastic flaps on the outside of the reed valve case for better sealing of the entire intake track. So what I do know is that KTMs for a long time have not had reed stops. So those are the metal pieces that bolted on, that usually when you bolted your reed valves on top of that, you would bolt the reed stops, which would prevent the reeds from flexing out too far and fluttering. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. This new design negates overfueling in extreme up or downhill sections with no bogging or running rich. Okay, so that plastic sealing thing is indeed, I was told, as I called and asked, it's reed stops. They now have reed stops in there. But I was wondering, like, what this new plastic thing that could help with overfueling in extreme uphill sections with no bogging or running rich. So explain me this, because if this is a problem, was it a problem on carbureted bikes or was it a problem on the TPI bikes? And I know people have said that the TPI bikes do funny things, but I've never been able to duplicate any of the funny things that they're claiming they do. But the only thing going through the reed valve on a TPI bike is air. This is shocking to most people. The only thing going through your reeds in the TPI bike is air. So there's no pooling up of fuel or anything weird happening there. And so when I dug about how does this get the overfueling or underfueling with uphills, extreme uphills and downhills, Bob's raising his hand. If you're unfamiliar with the show, Bob is sitting over here in the peanut gallery. It's the peanut gallery over there. He's hiding now. Good. And you're raising your hand and you're going to say?
Maybe it has something to do with the wall effects of the intake manifold itself.
The wall effects.
Yeah, so that the velocity of the air down the walls is at a significantly different speed than what it is going through the middle of the
Right. No, I don't know how it does better sealing. I have no idea because they're still using a V-Force style reed, except they're using Boysen reeds. This is what KTM is doing. And so when I dug into it a little bit more, they said maybe that there was a mistranslation about that design, and the overfueling, which is kind of a weird word, had something to do with reed flutter. And it was and the person who wrote this doesn't know anything about a lot of things, but they're really good at interpreting. So I don't know. I still don't have a satisfactory answer. I haven't seen a picture of one of these reed valves yet. I asked, but then again, nobody in the United States had evidently seen a picture of these reed valves either. So they have the bikes, and I guess they haven't taken them apart, or they don't take them apart yet. So we'll find out. We'll figure it out. We'll get to the bottom of this eventually. But that's what I can't believe that of all these excellent media sources, nobody questioned it. Not even Motocross Action, who, Jody would usually go do a deep dive on this stuff. And he saw this kind of stuff. He would go ask the questions. And the kids don't do this anymore. They just want to know, did they put purple in the graphics? Because purple's a cool color. Purple's awesome. Like Barney, the big dinosaur, purple dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
I used to ride with my buddy Dave, and I used to dress him up in purple gear because I thought that was cool. I'd give him all my purple gear. Call him Barney.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just a lattice of coincidence. That's what I talk about here. So anyways, all you guys on the lives on the Instagrams, I'm going to have to shut it off because my phone's at 2% battery, and it's good to see you. You can find us at YouTube Live right now, at Facebook Live on Dirt Bike Test right now. And then, of course, the show gets recorded so you can skip through all the BS, and then you can clip out the parts where Logan talks. And then you'll save on 2% of your time because 98% of the time I'm talking. So anyways, cheers, everybody. We'll see you off on that show. So bye. I want to end now. Yes.
Cool.
Okay. So,
just another channel to stream to.
Right. We can't do it though. They're weird. The Instagram people are weird. I can say that now that they're gone, right? They just like looking at pictures. They don't want any facts. They probably got mad that I was dropping facts in a minute.
They probably want some more I got you in my pocket.
Oh.
Which we should have done that when we were out on the 125s last week.
I've overdone 125s. They are the best sounding bike for in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But
see, what I would like though is like I got you in my pocket comparison, like between how you ride a 125 and how I would ride a 125, how Logan would ride a 125, so you could hear like that distinct throttle differences. Because I know for you, it's a lot more just on it versus like for Logan and I, it's not necessarily as, I would say, as wide open. Or as aggressive.
No, it's just that's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you can't just show up and ride pro.
Yeah. Exactly.
Neither can I. Okay. What does MN Family Off-Road Adventures want to know?
KTM drops 4-stroke and 2-stroke motors in the same frame. Think they could make a better handling 2-stroke if they use separate frames?
Man, that's a really good question. It's not the same frame. It is a little bit different. And it has to do with the way where they are mounting the engine and stuff like that. So it's the frame lowers and stuff. And that does control a lot of the characteristics of the motor. But I'm pretty sure they're using most of the upper parts. And it wouldn't surprise me if they're different. I mean, it's the same. It's the same shape. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's some different gusseting and things like this. And KTM's learned that they've learned that there is an ideal zone that they can build their chassis into. And all the manufacturers kind of have this. So that's why you don't see something that's really weird with really weird rake and trail or strange wheelbases and stuff. It's kind of all been homogenized into this kind of zone. But I think they do all the tuning with the head stays and with the swing arms and things like that. I think they're getting pretty close to where you can drop almost anything into the same thing because you've got some spinning parts. But it'd be really interesting to see if having, because the 2-stroke crank, there's less inertia and less weight, but I don't know. I'm sure they try it, but we'll see. Yeah, 2-stroke only frame. I can tell you it's real easy to screw it up and to put just like we were talking, dropping those 500 motors into the the 2-stroke chassis into the aluminum frames was a real eye opener on things. So
he actually had another question that I think is interesting to talk about. Just because I know Jimmy's opinion on this topic.
You gonna read it?
KTM 50cc.
You know what else you need, Logan? A string that comes out of your back, and I just pull it, and then you start reading. That'd be good. So I have a knob to adjust the excitement, and then I just pull the string. So I thought maybe there'd be some wink or something like that we'd give you. I thought Matt hinted pretty hard on that one, but okay.
Size electric big bike looks to have some suspension issues just from watching kids ride them.
KTM 50 size electric bike big looks. That's drunk texting. KTM sized electric big looks to have suspension issues.
I think electric bike.
Like the big frame of that?
The big frame. Well, they have the bikes that they're riding in the Supercross, like the Junior Supercross Challenge. Mm-hmm. Those things look like they're working just like the gas ones as far as when I watch the kids on them, you know, and I watch the kids at the track. I've ridden that bike. That could be currently the best electric bike on the market. It used to be the OSET for sure. The OSET was, and the Alta was good, but that KTM 50, for what it is and everything, is a really good electric bike. It does everything as good as the gas one. Some stuff maybe even better, and it rips. And you can push a button, and you can make it not rip, and it doesn't make any noise.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was your favorite electric bike, so that's why I was like,
I haven't noticed. I watched the kids ride them, and none of those bikes look like they really super handle great. You're dealing with really tiny tires on bikes that are actually pretty powerful, and that's a little bit of an issue. But that's what you get with 10-inch wheels.
Size does matter.
What does John Jackson want to know?
It looks like KTM has a new button to add to the handlebar to go along with traction control and launch control. What do you think of the electronic quick shift being offered?
Electronic quick shift is about 10 years too late. Because 10 years ago, transmissions kind of sucked, and there was some bikes you needed, KTM's in particular, that you needed to pull the clutch in. They hadn't figured out the undercut on the gear dogs or the facing on the gear dogs and the angles on the shift forks and stuff like that. Just right, but I went like, okay, so Glen Helen has a long ass start straightaway, and you use it a lot of times on every lap. And one of the things I do when I go test a bike there is go down there, and when I'm going around that turn, I hold the thing wide open and I just tap the shifter and I see how bikes shift. And it's rare these days that a bike won't just shift under full power, full load with no clutch, just banging the shifts. So, yeah, I think it's a gimmick. It's a showroom gimmick, is my opinion. It's something that we don't know. Yeah, Mark, this tequila is really good. It's getting like I taste tested it down there, and it was the most expensive one I bought, and I'm glad I did. This stuff is really, really good. We need to have Janie come in and certify that I had these and then pour them.
Oh yeah, there you go. So you can work on going to
get the list.
Are you on 200 tequilas?
I'm too high 200s now.
Nice. There we go.
And they stole my trophy. My trophy was in the other house, and now it's back at the bar.
Oh,
so
and I didn't also have a trophy.
Yeah, George had one too. We didn't even get to drink the tequila that was in the trophy, which I need to go fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Reed, Anthony, have you been testing betas recently? No, have not. Actually, I need to get one. I was talking to somebody about a beta today, and the fact that you can't adjust the idle with their fuel injection system, like you have to actually program the idle in.
Oh, really?
And I kind of remember this on an older one, but now I'm curious. So, and he says, thinking of entering corners. That's
with the Honda 50s.
The Honda 50?
I mean, the KTM.
KTM 50s? I like entering corners. I'm not thinking about it right now, though. What does Chris Reel want? Friend of the show, Chris Reel.
Lots of chassis tuning can be done with motor mounts and headstays. You can test this by playing with different motor mounts.
And I have, and I do. Everybody thinks I'm crazy when I drill small holes in my certain bikes, engine mounts and stuff like that. Or I adjust the torque and I say I feel a difference, but then I'm a pretty Pod P.
Princess and the Pea.
Princess.
Princess and the Pea.
Princess.
Yeah. Which, do you even know what that story is?
Did they try to teach me this in school?
Probably, because that's where I remember it from. Essentially, it's like,
or was it my mom is it like a fairy tale or something that
it's kind of like a fairy tale. It's like,
and they taught you that in school?
yeah, they taught it in school. Different stories.
Maybe that's what happened to you in school.
Yeah.
No, in school I got my ass whipped when I was drawing pictures of motorcycles on my Peachy folder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do I think betas will enter Supercross and motocross? I think they're planning on doing motocross. That's what I heard. They're doing it at the MXGPs.
I thought next year they're was it 23 that they're going to come out Supercross, or is it 24? Because I thought they were asking about.
I think it's 23.
I thought they were asking about manufacturing, like the minimum models they need to manufacture to enter.
Right. Yeah. There's homologation and stuff because they're supposedly coming out with a new bike, a new motocross only, a very motocross specific bike. But they needed to get they would need to get enough of them over here, and I think there's like everybody else is having supply chain issues and
right
different things like that.
But yeah, it sounds like they're going to be over here.
What does Mitchell Rainford like to know? What would he like to know?
I'm 135 pounds, which suggest a big bore YZ125, like a 167. Or a detuned YZ250 for off-road riding and a little motocross.
Since I'm 200 pounds, well, I'm not anymore, but close to it, you should answer this question. You're better.
I'm 1 pound lighter than you, and I don't really like big bores. I've really only had one, but didn't like it too much.
I'm agreeing with Logan on this. They're really finicky.
Yeah.
I would just leave leave a YZ125 a YZ125 or take a YZ250. And I think he's talking two strokes, both of those. Mm-hmm. But you know what's real interesting? You can take the 125 and you can turn the throttle farther, or you can take the 250 and not turn it as far. Turn it the other way.
Yep.
And then you can so either one will work just like a 167.
Yeah, I never felt like I was lacking power on that 125 at Glen Helen.
Right, and that has some hills.
Yeah, is like I really would struggle to see the reason why you would want to put a big bore.
Most riders that are looking for the big bore will not rev the bike like it's meant to be revved. Mm-hmm. They want to ride it. They want a higher power at a lower RPM, which is understandable. That's what they're kind of shooting for. KTM no longer makes a 200, but that was the perfect bike for that. They actually, for a couple of years, they made the 200 XC. I think they have a 200 SX. I think they had a 200 SX, but it was built on the 125 platform, and they ended up breaking. Yeah, I think. Yeah, the new YZ is really fun to ride, and it's in the one place that the YZ kind of has it on the Austrian bikes is the low end mid range, and for sure on the newer one on the 2022 they I don't want to say they sacrificed some of it. I don't think they actually lost anything down there. Their top end is just so much better now. It makes it feel like more like a 125. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't really want to ride it down there because the top end is so much better. Right. But I can see, I heard you guys riding it. You had no problem riding it down there.
No.
Like you were talking about that I've got you in my pocket. Jimmy versus Matt versus Logan. What is Logan versus Trevor at Glen Helen at 330?
No clue.
You get smoked. He's faster than me now. I think I could take him on motocross, but only because I can get a better start than him, and then I just nerf him. Yeah.
I did like watching you guys go back and forth towards the end of that intro. Both on the 125s. He
was. I'm pretty sure he was letting me go by. I don't think he was, because when he got in front of me, I think he could have gone a little bit, because he was. I'll give it 40% lighter rider, 60% he races and he's fast. So that's it. What is new? NJ Tozek.
I'm going to buy a new 350, torn between a Husqvarna FE 350
S.
Or, oh, that's a specific thing for that?
Yeah, so that's the dual sport one.
Okay. Or just get a FX, then put street legal kit to register it. Not sure what's cheaper, cost effective, being the FES is so choked up.
That's a good logical question right there, because just because maybe the circles I'm in, I see way more guys that buy the S and then spend a lot of money to turn them into like an FX style power. Now, at least with the Huskies, they're pretty similar, but the question here is like, where are you gonna be riding it, and how important is like the suspension settings? Because I think that the S is quite a bit softer and more complacent. When you start looking at it, you're gonna have to replace not only that, but the tires, a lot of the street legal stuff, probably not as robust as you would think. And then so I think cost wise, you'd be in a much better path if you're not afraid of the power that the FX has. If that's not going to be too much, but it'd probably be easier to detune that than it would be to bring the S up. So I would go with, and especially if in your state you can put the street legal stuff. Oh, and he's talking about open desert and mountain single track. Once you go to open desert, you're going to want the power. Mountain single track, it's more about just making sure that power is manageable. I think that the more cost effective is going to be FX with the kit, the dual sport kit on it. So that's where I would go. And then you can probably buy lots of jacked up FEs with all kinds of crazy stuff done to them. FESs that the guys just went and bought FXs eventually. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. I think I did a good job there.
Yeah.
I need the sound effect where I give myself a round of applause. Yeah, good. See how that worked, Logan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we got questions on
You
the
only
sheet.
get one though.
Yeah.
One per show.
Eric Wyden. He has a FE 501 wanting to use Nitro Moose in District 37, running Parker DTs, 80, 100s, 21. New Tech website calls for the NM21 210, but other sites like Rocky Mountain list the NM21 220 for that tire.
So he's basically going between the two sizes. Because the front comes in either 210 or 220, and those are the two sizes.
He was thinking of running a larger Moose because the bike's a little heavier. He's 215 without gear and has been riding 13 PSI in the front.
It's a big guy.
With tubeless.
Okay, so everything that what he described about himself, I like the first line though. What's the first line of that?
Hey Jimmy, my name is Eric.
Yeah. It's important. No, I'm actually complimenting you, Logan, because you actually went straight into summarizing that.
Yeah.
You didn't just go straight into reading it, because why would it's good to start out with that. Hey Jimmy, my name is Eric. So he's a big guy. He likes running, 13 PSI, which is, good for tubes. With the bigger guy, I wouldn't go down much lower than that. And so he wants to, I don't think there's going to be any disadvantage for a bigger guy. He's going to get a little bit longer life out of the bigger Moose. The only disadvantage is going to be a little harder to mount. And so I was, if Nitro Moose recommends one and Rocky Mountain recommends another, that's interesting to me. And I wonder if that's a typo or curious. And by the way, if you want to buy stuff that you hear about in the show, I would go to Rocky Mountain, but click through the banner on dirtbiketest.com.
There's also a link in the show announcement, right?
Yeah,
there.
link in the show announcement, because we get a little chunk of that and it helps keep this show afloat. And I saw the financials in this show and it's not floating very well. So, I signed something for Facebook where we can get money now. We can get monetized.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what I signed. It probably means that we're going to have to start paying them to do the show, but maybe I didn't read the fine print enough.
We'll see that, but Facebook's a good one to monetize.
Yeah. So, but anyways, I would go with what Nitro Moose says as a standard, but I started thinking about this. I wonder if, because Rocky Mountain has them on the shelf a little bit, and the one thing that mooses don't have is very good shelf life. And what they do is kind of the Nitro Mooses specifically is they kind of shrink a little bit. And I'm wondering if they're kind of hedging their bet on knowing that they can go a little bit over on the size with that, and then knowing that it's only going to last longer. Stuffing a bigger moose in there tends to last a little bit longer, and then you're going to get more moose for your money. So that's a good thing. And then the funny thing is, I think he emailed me a couple days later. He says, "Hey, I found a guy in so and so that had a couple of them that he had in his garage for a couple of years." On sale that he had the, whatever size. What do you think of that? And I'm like, shelf life, bro. That's it. Keep coming back to like mooses are one thing that have shelf life. And, like I know when we were racing, you always wanted fresh mooses. I know the guys that are racing now that know what they're doing, make sure they're getting fresh moose. So, go with especially if you're getting it from someplace where you're not really sure how long it's been out there. If you have a size difference, it's a little bit, I would go up on the size. And then if it just happens to be too stiff for you, ride it a little bit and it'll be fine. And then you'll get another use out of it. So, Victor says that applause sounded like someone flapping furiously.
It wasn't flapping. Drop the L.
Flapping? Fapping. Oh, fapping.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, fapping. Yeah. Yes, Bob?
The plural for moose is moose.
Mooses.
No, moose.
The meese.
Moose.
Moosies. Just combine it all into one word.
I mean, Matt should know.
Okay.
He was in Alaska.
What about him?
Plural for moose is just moose.
Moose.
Yeah.
Lots of moose.
There's a lot of.
Did I say mooses when I was telling? I said get some mooses?
Yeah.
Well, maybe motorcycles are different than animals. It's my show. I can make whatever words up I want. I watched this. Yeah.
Maybe like moose tubes would be a better way to say the plural. Or the moose inserts.
Moose inserts?
That might be the plural way.
Fresh mooses.
You walked right into it. I couldn't help myself.
Nice. All right, next question.
Are you going to summarize or what?
I don't know where to start because question 1, don't know what the bike is. Question 2 makes quite a bit of sense.
Sam Berge's question?
Yeah.
Well, my bike is not running right.
Mm-hmm.
So he decided to take the top end off and inspect it.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out, I forwarded you this question.
You did forward me this question.
So I got a response on this.
And then I guess question 2 is like more of a follow up, but yeah.
Right. How did that? This is a lot. There's a lot of questions. So he's on a Beta X trainer. So I think after I got the first question, I said, "Hey, tell me what bike and stuff it is because it's not making sense." So 2018 Beta X trainer. He was basically took the top end off and inspected. It turns out the power valve had so much carbon deposit on it had seized. So I'm like going, wow, that's a lot of carbon. So my questions right then were, what oil are you running? Because it's oil injected, by the way. And
But he removed that.
I found that out later. And so what oil are you running? And do you ever rev the bike out? And his answer was, it was a good oil. I think it was, I want to say it was Motul. It wasn't oil that was known to be like a sticky or gummy oil, like a castor oil or something like that. And he said, no, I never rev it out. He's riding on really tight mountain single track and stuff like that. And then he also told me he took off the oil injection and now he's running it at 50-1, which means I think the oil injection, and I don't know the numbers on Beta because I've never been specifically told, but I think it's 60-1 to 100-1, kind of very similar to the KTM. It's so he's always running it at a much richer ratio. So generally, when you're running at low RPMs, the oil injection is putting it in there at 100-1. So he's doubling the amount of oil in there and then never cleaning or revving the bike out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can build up and gunk up and whatnot. So I would put the oil injection back on if I was going to ride like that. And then I would just make a note of it every once in a while to, clean the bike out, to get on a road and let it rev, or, every once in a while kind of go rim, clean it out. So, it runs way better with a working power valve. Yes. Especially when they stick, and I suspect it's stuck down, but maybe it's stuck up. Maybe it got carboned up, and then he finally opened it up, and then it went and stuck up. Because it would run kind of the same if you're always lugging it around and it's stuck down. So I'm guessing it's stuck up. It was all gummy on the face, and when that face got pushed up along the side of the cylinder, it got stuck in there. So he sent his bike. There's a Rooster Endo segment in this as well.
There's a Rooster Endo segment.
There could have been some editing on the pre-production part of this thing. So after 150 hours, I'm doing the top end. When reassembling, what oil do you recommend using? Car motor oil, assembly lube, T2 premix, or something else? Generally, I put a little tiny bit of whatever two-stroke oil I have convenient to me around the rings and slap it together. Same thing on the wrist pin. That's all I do. I put a KTM 500 top end back together yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yours. The one
I was going to ask if is this the one I'm familiar with?
Yep. But man, I just took I took the piston and everything out of the box. It came from it was a KTM cylinder and piston assembly. Mm-hmm. The rings were inserted in there. Everything was in there, and I'm just putting it together. I didn't put any oil or nothing in there. Just put some oil on the pin, slid the piston and the cylinder right in there, and right on. It was fine.
It's going to get oiled pretty quickly once it's starting to move, right?
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it needs to be oiled the whole time it's running, but it'll, there's a little bit of lubrication and gasoline, so it'll be fine. It's fine. It runs right now. It ran good. I already ridden it. So, yeah, same thing. I just took that head that I had assembled and just dropped it. It was ready to go.
Cool.
Eric Hermstead,
yeah.
How do you decide what front tire to get? Hard terrain, soft, medium? I mostly ride SoCal mountain deserts, so there's a variety of terrain from hard pack fire trails, sand to rocky hills. I like the tread pattern of the Michelin Starcross 5 hard terrain tire, 90-100 by 21, and I am thinking about going to the Starcross 6. What type of tire is best for a lot of different terrains?
Man, tires are, like I always say, tires are a personal thing. I can tell you what tire I like, and then somebody else can tell you what tire they like, and you'd think we were talking about the same tire, and they're two completely different tires. So I always say it's kind of up to you to test and try. I mean, I would definitely go with people that you respect, try what they like, and then if I tell you to use a tire and you try that tire and you don't like it, then you don't like the feel that I like. It's not that the tire sucks. It's like you don't like the feel that I like. And then you should find somebody that likes stuff that I don't like and then go with their suggestion and see how you find this. And then you start learning who you can trust. I mean, not trust, whose opinion you respect, use, works for you. Stuff like this. Yeah. So I have been more, and it was kind of funny because I completely switched. I used to be soft terrain tire all the time. And that was when I was kind of doing more like ISDE stuff and grass tracks and really looking for, I guess I was kind of maybe pushing it a little bit more, like riding a little bit faster. And then as I've started getting more concerned about like a little bit with durability and other stuff, I've switched to more of the hard track tire all the time. I don't want this intermediate, like compromised all the time tire that doesn't work good at either ones. I've found that now I really, because most of the time I'm riding, I'm not really on groom tracks or riding grass tracks. I'm riding on like what he's talking about, this kind of hard packed desert stuff, terrain. And I found that using a hard terrain tire, you kind of get used to that little bit of a slip. It doesn't yield the same amount of kind of like bite, but it also doesn't let go as hard. And with the intermediate tires, I've kind of found that it doesn't have that bite and then it lets go hard. So for me, it's like anything that's not focused at what it's doing. It's just trying to do everything well. It doesn't do one thing good. So I've gone to hard terrain tires. I actually really like the Kenda Parker DT is my favorite, but it has to be used in the intermediate direction. I'm sorry, hard direction.
Yeah.
But
You always say that.
Screw that up because it seems like everybody wants to put it on the intermediate, but put it on the hard direction. And what that yields is way, way better braking. Actually, on that front tire, everything is better when it's on the hard direction. And so that's kind of my go-to. He didn't really. He talked. Did he throw a brand in there or something? He was happy
Michelin.
He was looking at the Michelin Starcross 5
Hard terrain.
hard terrain. And then I think is the Starcross, are all of them, they're kind of the same tread pattern, but they're different compounds. Do you know? Not sure. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure either.
I think it's like a similar tread pattern,
right?
On compounds. I'm going to look it up.
Right. So, but then now they have a Starcross 6, and evidently it's got more. It's supposed to be better and stuff. Trevor wrote it. There's a test up on Dirt Bike Test. So give it a read there if you're looking at that tire. There's some golden tires that guys are really happy with, like some of the fatty front tires. Some guys really, really like those. Just kind of, bouncing around some different ideas there. But the good thing is if you buy one and you don't like it, man, if you take it off quick, you can sell it to your buddy for, mostly what you paid for it and try something different. Some of those Tusk tires are actually pretty good, believe it or not. I actually believe it. I've ridden with them. I've tested them. So if you buy those, go over to Rocky Mountain MC ATV and click on that link and give those a try. Actually, at the price point, you're not going to go wrong with those either. Those are pretty good tires.
Yeah, so just looking at Michelin's websites, they look like similar.
Yeah, they're all just similar tread patterns and stuff.
Yeah, except the sand.
Yeah. And in reality, it's don't be fooled by, don't let your eye looking at the tread pattern tell you if a tire works good or not. I learned to just let that go out the window a long time ago. There's some stuff looks really good and you say, oh, that's got to work really good. And you ride it and you're like, oh, that's weird. Because there's so much to do with the casing and then the pressure running and, different things like that can make a huge difference. The direction of the tire can make a huge difference. So, okay.
Cool.
Victor has a question and then we're going to go to commercials.
Yeah. Let's do this question since it's pretty relevant.
It's fresh.
What tire do you recommend for an adventure bike? Ready to get the stock ones out, desert, hard pack, and loose shale roads. But I have to ride 1 or 2 hours before getting to the trails. What do you recommend? 60 slab, 40 dirt, or 50-50?
Kenda Big Blocks is what I run. I run the Kenda Big Blocks, and like I always say, Kenda supports my riding school. But I would probably use them anyways, especially the big blocks, because they're very similar to the Continental TKC 80s, which is another really good adventure tire. But if you start looking at all these different adventure tires, you can go get in a war on adventurerider.com if you say something about adventure tires, because it's very religious. It's almost like two-stroke oil. And I will tell you that my experiences testing all these different things is some of those weird brands. If you see some claims and they're consistent about getting extremely good mileage, there's extremely low traction. And some of the riders that are getting the extremely good mileage have no idea what good traction is, because that's all they're concerned about is long mileage. And then some of the other ones that have really good traction, I've seen the durability of them just be horrific, and or something is up with the impression. The guy that's writing the impression is out in left field and doesn't know anything about traction either. Maybe you got a free set of tires. So I get free sets of tires and I run the Kenda Big Blocks, and I would. So that's what I would run. And no matter what, if you're getting And everybody says, well, I need to get 6,000 miles out of the tire. You're not going to get 6,000 miles out of the tire. You're going to get 1,500 to 3,000, depending on how you, well, no, I've seen guys blow them off in about 800 miles. If you're running with a lot of luggage and you like to really twist the throttle, you can wreck a tire. But the interesting is you're only going to wear out that kind of middle center knob, and the sides actually still have traction to dig when you're in the sand and off road. And so you can get a lot more than you think. It just doesn't look as pretty when you have that, that pretty pavement slot right around the middle. I run mine down pretty far.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually look like a slick in the middle when I finally take them off, and I get free tires. So I could take them off, but you really don't need to. And then they work really good on the street when you're going straight. Okay.
Cool. So I think it's time for ad breaks, and then we'll come back with Rooster Endo and some more questions afterwards.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you in a few minutes. If you've ever seen any one of my bikes, they all have flex handlebars on them. What are those, Jimmy? Well, Fasst Company, that's www.fastco.com, makes the flex handlebar, and it's essentially suspension built into your handlebars. They make bad forks good. They absorb impacts like you wouldn't believe, and they're really tough. And I've been running them for over 20 years, and I don't think I've ever bent a set. And if I have, I forgot about it. It was a long time ago. So these are American-made products, and until you run them, you won't realize how good they are. The reason this works is the flex handlebar is stiff laterally through the steering path, but allows it to be forgiving from the load path without sacrificing control or input. This means it basically dampens the forces that you don't want, and it doesn't affect the forces you do want. So it steers properly and takes the pain out of your wrists. So if you're looking for good feel in your handlebars without suffering from catastrophic impacts or complaining that your forks are too harsh, the Flex handlebar is the solution. They make other products like the spoke torque wrench, impact pegs, really trick brake clevis and brake spring kits, and clicker adjusters. So if you're looking to get some of this stuff, check out www.fastco.com. That's spelled FASSTCO.com. Remember, 2 S's in fast.
What's up, Moto Buddies? Mike here from Taco Moto Co. What is the Taco Touch? It's the best service in the industry. Virtually 24/7 tech support via email or text, and it's like having a dirt bike doctor on call every day of the year, helping you fix your bike or recommend parts or setups for you. If you've ever received an order from us, you know that the Taco Touch extends to our fulfillment, and our orders come with the coolest stickers that you've ever had, buying parts from anybody before, and a handful of root beer barrel candies. All of our Taco Moto Co. branded components come with a no questions asked lifetime warranty, and we'll even extend out the warranty of other manufacturers, OEM, and aftermarket parts where we can, sometimes for life. We test and tune endlessly and exhaustively and obsessively. We're trying to destroy everything that we can before you get your hands on it to look for weaknesses and to improve it, or to make recommendations to the manufacturer. And if it's something that doesn't meet grade, then we don't offer it on the store. Everything that we carry is something that we have personally used, tested, and ridden and raced, and knows meets the high Taco Touch demanding standard. Go out and get some adventure.
Okay, we're back. Almost. I was still trying to type my description for my Instagram
Right.
post.
I was going to have to step in and carry the show for a few seconds there.
It's okay. Go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, this is everybody's favorite segment of the show, brought to you by tacomoto.co.
Yep.
So if you need to make your Husky 350 that you wish was an FX and you bought the S into the bike of your dreams, you go to tacomoto.co and they have all the stuff there. They even have that awesome funnel that I like. Now I'm mad when it doesn't work on certain bikes. So a lot of my bikes have big gas tanks. There's a warning for somebody that's getting that thing. If your bike has a big gas tank, it may not work. They need to make like a shorty version of it.
Like a short version, yeah.
That's what they need to make. They need to shorten that sucker down. They should have consulted me for some product evaluation before they built it. I would have figured this out, and they could save millions on retooling that particular thing. But I like that thing. What else do they got? They have tidy tail kits, and they have an underwater They make your bike so it can run underwater too. I saw that one time.
Yeah, it's still in development, they say, though.
It's still in
You
development.
can pre-order it.
Right. I just wait for electric bikes to come out first.
Yep.
So what you do if you want to be part of this segment, if you want a chance at $100, is you send us a description of your bike. So what that requires is you put the year, make, and model of your motorcycle. It's really, really helpful for us because although I can identify 9 out of 10 without referring to a reference manual, sometimes I'm just completely confused because you guys do amazing things to your motorcycles. So then we talk about, you list off your description of what you did, put a little bit of effort into it, maybe put like $3 worth of effort into it. And I think that's a fair investment considering that you have no idea what we're going to pick as the winner. And it's not the best bike. It's depends on what, Logan?
The rider?
Oh, the rider. No, it depends on my mood.
Oh, yeah, a lot of it like that.
So, okay. What are we going to start with?
Jason Miller.
Okay. I get the picture here. Jason Miller. Oh, I know this bike. I mean, I don't know it, but I know what bike it is. This is, in my opinion, if you're talking about like 650cc dual sport bikes, this is the best all around one. And people will just think I'm crazy when I say this.
Better than the KLR?
Yes. Because it does everything better than a KLR, performance wise.
You don't love a KLR because of its performance, I will say.
It's KLR is a good bike. I'm not gonna. Dad, did the guy ever get back to us with the KLR question? No, maybe next time.
So I didn't even put it in here.
Got it. Well, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
2003 DR 650.
holy shit! Look at that list.
Yeah. There's two.
There's
Yeah.
2 lists. Oh, yeah, to add.
Last little bit there.
Minkuni TM40 delete. The internet hype was just that. BST 40 jetted to perfection. Throttle return cable delete.
What is a BST 40?
A jet kit.
No, I mean,
carburetor?
so the Mikuni carburetor on it is a it's a vacuum. It's a diaphragm. It's a throttle.
Constable.
CV. That's right. CV. It's been a while since I talked about this. We're in the fuel injection era these days. And I just saw something about Suzuki going, like, they pulled out of MotoGP, so everybody's like in this panic. Like, they're going to quit making motorcycles. They're going to quit selling motorcycles. Like, they've been selling the same motorcycles for the last 15 years. What, this is a 2003? I think you can get one of these brand new right now with a carburetor still. But the big upgrade for this bike would be go to fuel injection. Anyways, so the CV carburetor actually works pretty damn good on this bike. But, so obviously, BST, I don't know what that is. We'll worry about it later. So, okay, keep going.
Airbox mod. Leo Vince muffler.
Good
with
muffler.
Quiet insert. 2 fifth gears. Gets me every time. Barnett clutch springs.
Like 2 fifth gears. Does he have like a shift? I know because I think one of the biggest holdbacks on that bike is that it does not have a 6-speed. I think it's a 5-speed, if I remember correctly. But
Does he shift it, like gets in fifth and then shifts it again, thinking there's another gear?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Clutch switch delete. Oh, Barnett clutch springs, kickstand, switch delete. 520 chain upgrade, a Cherby skid plate, a Cherby's fuel tank, fuel pump delete.
Fuel pump delete. There's no fuel pump in there. I think he's being funny.
Gravity and
That's a good tank though. That's the one mod that you do, and then it becomes a KLR 650 with extra horsepower and better suspension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just so you know. Do you still have the KLR?
Oh, that thing ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
gravity and Bernoulli knee for the reliability. J&S down and back foot peg mounts. Chinsinium foot pegs.
It's like Chinesium.
Oh. Race Tech emulators and stiffer springs in the fork. revalved rear shock with stiffer springs.
Okay, he's got springs on his rear shock. That's almost as bad as finding a herd of meese.
J&S LED headlight, Vision X accessory light, Renthal bar, Warp 9 bar risers, otter case belt attach for phone, mounted to bar via chunk of heater hose, Cycra handbars, handle guards, Warp 9 levers, stock fork getters. Wife loves them. Gators.
Yeah, gators.
J&S oil cooler guard, J&S chain guide, seat concept seat.
Seat concept seat. We're back in the game.
Oh, yeah?
Remember, because every single bike used to have a seat concept seat. Now we need to get seat concepts back in the game. I actually called yesterday. I need to call today.
This bike has massive power, excellent handling, and reliability of an anvil. Actually, that last part may have been mostly false, except for the anvil part. This bike got character. That's worth something, right?
That's a really good bike. He's done a lot of. He's done a little bit too much, maybe, but I think he's done a lot of the right things. Did you say double take mirrors?
No.
I see him. Should mention those things.
Oh, yeah, I see him too.
They look like double take mirrors. That's a good one with us. We like double take. So okay, that's a roost. It's a 100% roost. People say I don't like Suzuki's, and I just called it the best dual sport. I think we picked it as dual sport bike of the year one year at Cycle World magazine.
Maybe.
And I got and that was like a hot segment at the time.
Eric Winden.
And got a lot of flack. But the cool thing was my boss used to let me weigh in and be the guy when it came to picking the dirt bikes and the dual sport bikes and heavy on the adventure bikes. When we were doing that, I actually had some pull down there, even though I was low man on the totem pole. I was pretty much brooming the garage and riding the dirt bikes.
Nice. Was this before? This was before or during Dirt Rider?
Oh, this is 12 years before Dirt Rider.
Oh, wow.
12 years before Dirt Rider.
Yeah.
Okay, Logan, let her rip. What do we got?
Eric Winden, 2021 Husqvarna FE 501S. C Concepts Comfort Seat, Trail Tech, Voyager Pro.
C Concept seat again? Amazing.
Cycra handguards, Pro Taper, Windham mid bend bars, Precision parabolic dampener, a Cherubies 3.9 ball buster tank, Athena Git ECU, Pro Moto billet end cap, tubeless front and rear, switching to moose, molecule, skid, Emperor Racing rad.
So he's going down the cut the words in half thing.
Yeah.
He's typed so much stuff about his bike he doesn't want to spell out radiators, guard, and skid plate. Mm-hmm. I just made it worse by saying that.
Bulletproof rear disc guard, bulletproof front lug guard. Yes, okay. There is a bullet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Disc.
Lug. Oh, wait. Front disc guard.
Yeah. Jimmy, I suck in fallen rocks. Yes, it has some dings. Kenda Parker DTs.
Okay, he made some excuses for his
case.
So that's manning up. That's good. It's funny because I'm looking at the photo angle again here, like we do on this show, and they're getting really crafty about the angles they shoot of the bikes when they have the front disc guard. They're like, Jimmy won't see it, and I can kind of see it.
Who is this again?
Eric Winden.
Eric Winden.
Okay, so this isn't. There's another photo where he got really crafty, but also admitted to the front.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you the image on this screen when we get to
That's okay. That's so. If you're listening to this, if you're following the show, the discard thing, the front discard thing, is just one of my pet peeves. Although I evidently can feel them, and not by bashing them into rocks. But no, I think he's got a pretty well set up bike. What year was it?
2021.
2021. Looks all nice. He needs a lower number than that with a bike like that. Shouldn't be running up at 260. He's got good gear. He's got the climb gear on. Liking that. Looks like he's roosting. He's doing a jump.
What stripe is
Good photo. What's novice stripe? Green.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why his number's so big.
Because he's new to racing.
Yeah.
That's fine. He's gonna this bike is gonna carry him to much lower numbers. Because it sounds like it's well set up. Kind of tires too, huh?
And Cinco front.
Cinco front?
Fatty front.
Oh, a Kenda rear and a Cinco front.
You got it
That's
for free.
actually kind of a popular combo for some guys. It's usually a popular combo because they look at that Parker DT front and they go, "No way." Roost.
The eraser heads.
It's good. Yeah, the little eraser head knobbies that really grab the ground, especially under braking. Next one, Logan.
Liz Coco.
Liz. No, don't hand me that.
No, read it. The last name.
Liza.
Luis.
Coco. Yeah, that's Coco. Lisa Coco.
2020 FE 350.
Wait, a girl listens to this show? Or am I making a judgment that I shouldn't be based on a name?
I think that's how you lose more female followers.
Is by acknowledging that it's a good looking bike. I like
Yeah.
the graphics right straight away.
Yeah.
That takes a woman's touch, right?
Probably.
Have you seen my bikes, Logan? All my graphics packages?
Did you look at mine?
Yeah, I know. We had this discussion, right?
We have the same.
Yeah, we have the same tastes in the
department.
bikes that we ride. We basically don't look at the bikes that we ride.
Nice.
We look at your bike and judge it, but other than that,
Only mods are a Cyclops headlight, fork wrap turns signals, flush mount rear signals, LED flasher, got rid of the huge ugly stock plate holder, a Cherby skid plate, and dirt tires.
that's a solid bike. I like it. It's clean. The graphics package is clean. It looks clean. It's cleaned up, but it's dirty.
Yep.
That's a good bike.
Yeah.
That one right now is right up in the lead for the
Takamoto.
Takamoto thing.
I would agree. It's being used.
It has the right stuff, and it could use just a little bit more. It's a worthy candidate, and is it our first female submission in Rooster
First
Endo?
one in a while, not our first one.
It's not our first one.
It's been first one in a while.
Oh yeah, we have had a few. Man, how many people have submitted their bikes to us? We're gonna need to retire this board. We need to pin everything on, retire it, and make it and hang it up there, and make another one.
Yeah, I'll tell you how many we've.
Oh, you keep track?
Yeah, because I keep it all in one giant doc, so we can just know. And it also helps me know who's submitting a second bike.
And also it takes about
cheaters, cutting the cheaters out.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of people who submitted before the Takamoto thing. So.
Okay. Oh, they get a second
so
chance.
right now we are coming up on about 220, 215 submissions
Wow.
since we started doing this.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, what's next?
Darren St. Yves.
Darren St. Yves?
Yeah. 2020 KTM 350 EXCF. Mine.
Oh, it's his bike.
Yeah.
He submitted three separate bikes, and I went with his bike.
His bike. Okay.
Yeah,
Did he submit his dad's bike or his brother's bike or?
He submitted his bike, his wife's bike, and his daughter's bike.
Oh, were they cooler than this one?
Well, one of them is one of my favorite bikes.
A KLR 650.
CRF 230.
Oh, 730.
Yeah.
I was going to buy another one.
Oh, you should.
I know. I
actually kind of want to buy one.
I think I found a Yamaha TTR 230 that I might.
That was my second ever motorcycle. Actually, was a TTR 230.
Yeah. Okay, Logan, keep going.
Kenda Gauntlet tires, Nitro Moose, standard front, plushie in the rear, P3 header guard, a Cherby skid plate, fork end guards, swing arm guards, and front radiator guards with damage. Appears to be Jimmy Lewis certified.
But no, I think the guard is not one of the big giant.
It's not one of the big
his
ones.
is the plastic one. That's okay. The plastic one is fine. It's the big giant aluminum ones that I get a little.
I'm gonna pull up a picture for you too. You're gonna like this.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Here we go.
So he's got the hard enduro set up. Oh, he put my sticker on it.
Yeah.
How did he get that? Isn't even a sticker. How do you get that? He put some extra effort into that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that thing's carbon fiber, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's light. And it's scuffed up.
It is.
Yeah. So for the podcast people, I just pulled up a picture of a carbon fiber disc guard with the Jimmy Lewis sticker on it, but it's not a sticker.
Oh, it's sticker enough. It looks like he put a sticker on
I
it.
think it's the patch that you guys give out.
Oh, I think you're right.
It's our graduate patch.
Yeah, look at the edges.
It could
Not
be
the graduate.
No, that's a piece of paper that was cut out. I think.
Yeah.
He made it.
Sharp edges.
He made it there. So okay. So we've got the disc. He's disqualified himself with the disc guard.
Enduro Engineering rear radiator guard, wraparound hand
Wait,
guards,
rear radiator guard,
rotor guard,
rear rotor guard. Okay.
Yeah. Clutch cylinder guard, ignition wire guard, Midwest Mountain Engineering levers, JD fuel tuner, Pro Moto billet muffler end cap spark arrestor, Chris Blaze Racing 7-ounce flywheel weight desmogged
And that's in the clutch. That is it. Flywheel weight. Yeah. That flywheel weight goes on the clutch. Believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Euro KTM air boot, Samco thermostat bypass hose kit, suspension tuned by Evo Industries, giant loop pull straps front and rear, J mount GPS mount.
Giant Loop makes those straps now. I've always been the tuggers. I use the tugger guys. The bike disappeared. It's gone.
You want it back up?
Just a little bit more. So everybody can analyze. They've all had to look at it for that long while we look at the list. So I guess we can. I mean, is my face really better than that motorcycle?
I want to see what our most modded out bike on here is, and I want to see
It's the one with it was the guy with the
DR?
spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet.
Remember, there's a guy who submitted a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
This.
I want to see his daily driver vehicle, his car, or whatever, how modded that thing is.
Probably I can't tell you why I think of this color, but probably a gray Sprinter van that's really nice on the inside.
Yeah.
What does this have to do with?
No clue, but I just wanted to.
So this
Or the-
bike looks really, really stock, but it has a lot of stuff done to it.
Yeah.
It's not scratched. Oh, he did show some scratches though, so it is getting used.
Yeah.
That's a roost. There's
a lot of good ones tonight.
That's a full.
I don't think we've had one that's endoed.
No, we didn't. It was just they're all. Oh wait, we got
more.
We got one more.
This one's got a long list. We had a lot of long parts list for this episode.
I must have complained last week because we had 3 that were 4 words.
Yeah, and we
and
had
now,
a bunch.
now I'm kind of missing those again.
And
Yeah,
Jimmy,
me
you
too.
should have seen how many more got submitted after the show.
Got clip.
No, they're going to go on to the next shows.
Okay, what do we got, Logan? Oh,
Sean M.
Yep.
I like where he puts his license plate. 2007 KTM 300 XCW, 170 hours. New top end and Vortex B piston. All new bearings, wheels, stock swing arm, steering stem, FMF gnarly, power core 2, suspension respun and revalved, V-Force 4 reeds, JD jetting kit, Boyson clutch cover, Trail Tech kickstand, Tust impact, rear wheel, 18-inch tubeless, IRC JX8 gummy tire, GT JT sprocket drivetrain, TMD chain guide, 14-inch XC billet triple clamp, 14-foot, and then a 17-foot XC plastic front plastics.
It's a 7. I think
Oh,
14.
The year.
Yeah, I think it's from a 14.
GPR, steering stabilizer, easy pull, clutch lever, skid plate, flatland, racing radiator guard, rear disc guard, Cycra handguards, China pegs, tusk brake and shift pedals.
It's funny. This guy, I'm just analyzing his stuff, like I do. He's got a mix of super budget,
Yes.
and then buying some stuff that's higher end. When you start talking about his drivetrain, it's that JT. I think I think the JT chain and sprockets. I think I don't know. They used to not be Chinese stuff. I don't know what they are now, but he's put TM Design Works chain guide and stuff on it, which is pretty good stuff. And then to upgrade to the triple clamps and all that stuff up on the front end, he's got a steering stabilizer on it. Got a little bit of a bar rise going on there too. Yeah, I guess you have to with that.
Yeah, with the steering stabilizer.
With that thing. I want to know how that does that license plate help with the balance of the front wheel? It's a good call there, Logan.
Yeah.
But it's the Chinese pegs, and then using the Tusk wheels, which I've actually got a couple of those, and they work pretty good. So, but the bike looks clean for an 07. Mm-hmm. I have a 200 that's still of that thing, and Bob is raising his hand over in the peanut gallery.
The last two people you had on there, did they drop their bikes a lot?
Do they drop them? I don't know. Why?
They've got
all the stuff. Well, he's running the gummy tire, which means that he's probably riding a little bit more gnarly trails and stuff. And it's funny how much those tires haven't been around for more than 5 years, 4 years, and now they're pretty popular. Lots of guys are running these things. So it's funny how much that front fender cleans up the look of that motorcycle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the new style triple clamp, like you said, 17 triple clamp. That's a pretty good mod. That's a smart mod. And if you the 300s back then, was this 2007? Man, the frame problem with this bike is that in a year or two, 2009, I think it was, the frame got so much better. And on the 200, you didn't really notice it, but on the bigger bikes, the bikes with power, you did. You'd notice that it worked a lot better. But we got a pretty good suspension setting for this thing. I like this bike. I think it's another roost. It's a good one. Who do you think gets the money, Logan? Who gets $100 from Takamoto? Is anybody in the chat room that's got their bike on the board right now?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go there. Are you on the show defending you want to defend your thing? Because we could throw some questions at you.
Yeah, the vast majority of our listeners definitely listen to this once we upload it, though.
Oh, it's after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just trying to just check, because
my vote is for that Husqvarna.
Right.
Eric is here.
Eric's here. And Eric was which bike was Eric? The DR650. No. Miller Time Moto is the DR650. He's saying that's what we should do. We should allow the chat to participate in the decision as well. Okay. I mean, I have
it's whatever Jimmy's feeling that night.
Right.
So if you're feeling like the chat should make the decision.
Bob, did you win with your old WR250?
I don't know if he had it when he submitted it.
Did he submit it?
So. Oh yeah, he submitted it.
The FE. So Eric was the FE 501.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Miller Time with the DR, and then Darren with
was Miller Time. Is he picking it, or was that actually him?
That's him.
That's him. Okay. I like. Well, his name might help out with the thing, right?
It's not him. This.
I like Miller Time.
Jason Miller.
Moto?
Jason Miller. Okay, huh?
Miller Time Moto. Okay.
Well, I liked Miller Time when it was Miller Time. Champagne and beers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Miller High Life.
Well, if that Tonopah, if I was going to make it out for that Tonopah thing, I was going to bring a few of those.
Oh, yeah. Tonopah thing got clipped today.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
It wasn't the most effective use of everybody's time, I think.
I'm with G Wiz here. I think
G Wiz, give it the win to the female with the sweet husky.
It was a stock bike and had good graphics.
The bike looked clean. I like that. And I'm not. It's not just. It has nothing to do with the fact that a girl owned it. Other than that, I've brought that way up.
Weston Rogers is with us. Yeah,
too much. Well, he could be agreeing that it could be the 501S. He didn't really post. It's just a quick answer. What do you think, Logan? You hate getting put on the spot.
Yeah.
You were really bad last time.
Voting.
If your bike was in there, would it win?
His bike was in there back when we first started it, and it was originally his dad's bike.
Yeah, it's the second one from the bottom.
You mean it didn't roost? It was horrible.
It was the second worst spike.
Right next to George's, the other co-host
Yep.
who used to come on this show. Okay, it's the highest on the one on the roost.
I think that's...
It got placed up there. Yeah, that's San Felipe Bob votes for the Yamaha. By the way, Yamaha sponsoring the show.
Isn't he a beta guy?
Yeah, I thought you were a beta guy. What happened?
Yeah, what's up with this? No, he
Yeah.
can't vote for the Yamaha.
Maybe he sold his beta. He didn't tell anybody.
Oh, maybe.
I was gonna do Yamaha read about a YZ125.
Yeah, those papers disappeared.
They did.
I think they got soaked on, and then
Oh, I know. I spilt all over them.
yeah, and then I moved them for Better Rider, and I don't know where they went.
we need to reproduce those.
Do we have a video clip of the YZ125?
Ripping?
That'd be kind of a cool ad read.
It was on my Instagram profile, so got to go there.
Just go there.
Yeah, I think I might have put it on Dirt Bike Test. I don't remember.
I didn't see the one that was like both of us passing by, but
No, that was a horrible video.
okay.
It wasn't very good. I'm gonna go with Logan. You have to pick first. Come on, you can't get out of it that easy. You're part of this, the whole thing.
You cannot waffle. This is not Belgium.
Next time you're gonna have a knob in your front, a pull. Belgium. I thought it was Sweden.
No,
Belgian
waffles. Belgian waffles?
Oh right,
Belgian waffles?
France always does. They surrender though. Logan's being like France.
Those are frog legs.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
snails.
Come on, Logan. What do you got? Yeah, we need that
Lisa.
sound effect too. You like the husky too.
Yeah.
I like the husky as well.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that's Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah. Sorry, Miller time. It was a close one. Actually,
They're all good.
I don't-
It's, Lisa Coco.
Coco.
Lisa Coco.
Coco.
Congratulations.
Or Coke.
$100 Tacomo gift
Coke.
certificate is yours.
Coke.
Just reach
Coke.
out
Coke.
to me at
Coke.
Matt at Jimmy Lewis Off Road.
Yes. Send Matt your request back in, and he might even remember doing that. So, okay, do we have any other questions
I think there's some on the sheet still.
Yeah.
on the sheet? Okay, bust that out.
Eric Wyden, bring Nate on the podcast more often. He was a great rider he was great on the Better Rider podcast.
So he's talking about, we did a Better Rider podcast, and I brought a classic, good friend of mine, Crazy Nate Shakwa. And I joked about, it's spelled exactly like it's pronounced. And so Matt misspelled it on all
I have a rant about that.
of our,
Yeah.
it was misspelled on all of our,
Every single
thing.
opportunity it was misspelled.
and so he had to go in and fix it. But the
Yep.
best part was when I texted it to him, I texted him the correct spelling, and it auto corrected. It took out like a U.
Yeah. So that's what I think what happened to me.
Oh, okay.
Because so what happened was I had copied it from our website.
So you're saying Google doesn't know how to pronounce Shakwa?
Shakwa. No, I don't think so. Because what happened was I had
Okay, I'm gonna
copied
try this right now.
his last name from our website, and I pasted it into one of the descriptions, and I just kept copying and pasting
On our
from
website, it's wrong.
No, the website it's right.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
when I pasted it, and I hit enter. I think it corrected it somewhere, and then I just kept copying from that description. So that's what I think happened.
Okay.
But it's still 100% on me because I never caught it.
Shakwa. Oh, it's perfect.
Matt, he's used to that.
Yeah.
Nate is
Having his name mispronounced.
misspelled, mispronounced.
He's lucky you remember what his name is.
Yeah.
Like my name got changed a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Turned into F. F was my first name, and U was my second name. I was on a competition review board, or not really. I was advising a competition review board. And I turned into people just came and told me what they thought my name was. It was usually a statement.
Do they have lawyers with it?
Iron Thumb.
Someone did mention something about lawyers. Yes.
Oh, dear.
I'm kidding you not. I like he started out with my friend, and then something about my friend, and then he used words like subpoena and what was the other word that don't usually happen in discussions with friends.
Hey, Jimmy,
Depose.
can you grab that big picture in front of you. Just rip it off. Yeah.
Subpoena and depose. And I basically said, my friends don't use those words. So that's good. Good times. Glad you have those people on retainer. Okay.
Iron Thumb says the YZ250FX seems to be the best off-road dirt bike in all the reviews.
This is true. Even if a girl rides it. Because that was posted on. I didn't know that Trevor had a girl ride with you guys.
She wasn't with us that day.
Oh, she wasn't with you that day.
That was a different location.
Okay.
Different day. Yeah, I had never met her before, and actually, I listened to what she said, and it was really interesting to hear her perspective. It made me rewatch what I said and what Trevor said, just to kind of see how a different body type and different rider thinks from like Trevor.
Is she faster than you? That's the question.
She said she was A pro, so probably faster than me. But it's
not about the body type, Matt. It's about how they twist the throttle. Doesn't matter.
Well, no, she had, besides the Yamaha, totally different from what I thought, ranking wise.
Where'd she pick it?
So she had the Yamaha at first, and after that it was polar opposite. She had gas second, and then I think Yamaha, Honda third, and then Kawasaki fourth.
And what was the main reason for the Yamaha?
Just for the same reason that we all like it. It's super smooth power,
rideability.
really great suspension, and I just love that chassis.
And
as well.
so Kawasaki last.
Kawasaki was last for her.
What was the reason?
She didn't like the power, if I remember right. She didn't like the low end power, and everything she said made sense.
Yeah. I mean,
It was just all different opinions.
That's why you have different people ride the bike, so you can get some different opinions. Just like I was talking about tires. If I tell you a tire, I really like it, and you should try it, and you try it and you don't like it, then we probably don't like the same kind of things, tires, whatever it is, power delivery, stuff like that. So Evan Parker has a question up there.
What are your thoughts on the 2001 YZ400F? That was the first four-stroke to enter the AMA races to beat the 252 strokes.
Well, it was a works bike, that bike, and I never got to ride that bike. That was the one that Doug Henry raced, and steel frame, I believe.
I think so as well.
Steel frame, quite a bit different, but at the time it was what it had. And I remember riding the very first YZ400 is all of a sudden you had twice the length of power band in every gear. This was the first thing I noticed is you just didn't have to shift the bike that much. Where on a two-stroke, you're always, you're just so used to banging shifts. And all of a sudden, and I'd ridden a lot of four-strokes, but I'd never ridden one with really that long of a power band. And KTM at the same time was introducing, on the enduro side, they were introducing some bikes. And, but Yamaha had so 2001, I'm trying to remember which one I rode first, whether I rode the KTM first I think I rode the YZ first. And it was the first production style four-stroke I rode with a pumper carburetor, a proper working pumper carburetor, not some aftermarket crazy thing. And so that lag or delay that I was used to with more of these heavier flywheel, like, we'll call it XR600 type chug four strokes. All of a sudden that was gone. Now you had a four stroke that picked up and revved and just revved forever. And that was, that's what I thought of it. And like right then I knew it was game, it was going to be a little while just because the weight was a big issue. But if people would just, it's just like we talked about electric bikes. It's going to take a couple of years for them to figure out how to, make everything fit in. But it didn't take very long.
So one thing I do want to note here, I thought it was earlier than 2001. I just looked it up and it says it was.
Yeah, he said 1998. I'm trying to.
I thought it was 98 when he went
to piston.
Supercross.
Is there a piston? Like, what does that say? That piston right up there. What does that say on that piston, Logan?
Jimmy Lewis.
Well, I know it says my name, but it says a year. That's the year I rode the YZ4. That's the
97.
Oh, so in 97, I rode the very first YZ400.
Nice.
See, I remember that stuff. I don't know how I remember this stuff.
Well, so I actually have a question for you. I wanted to say for the show it was because I was doing some research on the YZ450 idea that we had.
Right.
One thing I never realized is that before Yamaha reversed the motor, that they had 3 intake valves on
Yeah.
the 4-strokes. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, 5-valve.
Yeah.
It was big with their street bikes. They had 5-valve heads, and all of the up until 2010, all of the YZs, 250 and 450 were 5-valve heads.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What was the advantage to having 3 intake valves versus
More intake valve velocity, more space, more overall. The bigger port essentially.
Right.
3 smaller ones was bigger, and then just better intake velocity, like Bob had said, and that was their thing.
their philosophy? Yeah, because I would see. Okay, so the 3 intake valves were smaller than say the two exhaust ones then.
Right. So
Okay. Then that would make
they
more
were
sense
able
to
they
me.
were able to spread them out around the head a little bit different, but
Okay.
it was a little bit complicated in the cam architecture and stuff like that. It wasn't as easy. And Bob's raising his hand.
The 4-valve technology caught up to the 5-valve.
Right.
Ask it.
So yeah, technology. Well, now look at KTM is using a single cam in their big 4-stroke, and everybody else is going to double overhead cams. And the Honda's still single cam, but like everybody thought you had to go to this double overhead cam and to get the right kind of valve angles and stuff. And KTM is using still kind of a very simplistic. They've never really switched from it. Honda has the Unicam, which is interesting because they're doing a slightly different. They're using like a finger follower rocker to get the. So they're doing their cam is sitting over the intake valves, and so it's shim under bucket on the intakes, and then the exhausts are operated on a roller cam that has finger followers on it. And so you've seen a lot. I mean, everybody's trying different things, and I think a lot of it has it has to do with a lot of different patents that companies have and different things. But there's some. It's on the 250Fs. That's why everybody has the double overhead cams. Is like you need to do that to get the kind of powers at the RPMs that they're running, and the 450s aren't running that high of an RPM. So that's my take on that. 2000 and 2001 was the 426, says Bill O'Neill. Thank you. Yeah, I get confused on my. And I did not ride the Works YZ400. I rode the production one, but actually the ones we rode were like pilot production or pre-production. They were real early bikes, but that's when that came out. Because I knew I rode the Yamaha before I rode the KTM. Or that's now I'm remembering this. And
Right, because didn't KTM, they came out with their 4-stroke motocross bike pretty shortly after this or around the same time they're developing it?
Well, they bought Husaberg.
Right, and that was the Husaberg engines.
Sort of. Yeah, KTM did some stuff, but Husaberg had bikes like this a lot earlier, but they were running Bing carburetors. I don't remember what carburetors the Husabergs were running, but I rode some of the Husabergs, the early Husabergs, and they ran good, but they did not have that kind of throttle response. And they had good, architecture up in the cylinder head and stuff, and they made good power. But when the carburetors, that's interesting. I have to kind of look back and see what they had. They weren't Bing, they were Del Ordo. They had Del Ordo carburetors on the 4-stroke for sure, because the KTM's even at the time, the KTM, the other motor before the RFS motor, the LC4 motor was running Del Ordo carburetors. So, yeah, good question, Evan. Man, it brings back memories. How stuff is advanced. Biggest thing is fuel injection, though. That's the biggest thing.
I think I don't remember where I heard it. It was something about Chad Reed was talking about how when he hopped back on his 2-stroke 250 to go do some laps. I don't remember which Supercross it was this year. Just like
right, yeah.
Just pretty sure. He said he was just terrified compared to like of the bike cutting out and everything, just because
bogging or hiccuping
from the fuel injection.
Yeah, you get used to that, and it's what's funny with all these people that are. Saying that this, especially with the 2-stroke right now, with KTM going, everything that KTM is going to be bringing is fuel injected. Even Husky announced their motocross bikes, which are now fuel injected. The 2-strokes are fuel injected. If you ride one of those and then you go back, it'll be really interesting to ride those because they're going to need to pick up some fuel, some throttle response compared to where the XCs and XCWs are currently. To make it to a real motocross bike, they definitely have, so they wouldn't be releasing them if they didn't have that kind of snap and response. But if you ride those and then you go back and ride a carbureted one, you're just going to go, whoa, what were we thinking?
Right.
I'm pretty convinced of this. So,
well, I remember people calling electric start stupid as well.
Yeah, well, the KTM started calling them restarters. They didn't even call them electric start because they were worried that you couldn't just lay on them. But
I'll never forget when I strode up to Sandy Valley with my Husaberg and people were asking me why I had two kill switches on my handlebars.
Motocross track.
Yeah. Moto Bros.
It's awesome. Okay, we got any other questions over there, Logan?
Comment.
Okay.
John Jackson says, as far as semi-active suspension goes, the Fox Live valve system is used in 4-wheel off-road racing. If it can handle 1,000 horsepower, 140 miles per hour trophy truck, then I'm pretty sure it's not much of a stretch to use it on 2 wheels. Fox also uses this technology on UTVs and mountain bikes. Kayaba Smart Shock is a semi-active system that is being used on Sea-Doo snow machines out there.
Are you going to summer school, Logan?
No.
No. Can we get you on like a little bit of reading program, like some exercises or something like that?
Brake cleaner?
No, I don't want you sniffing any brake cleaner. No more sniffing brake cleaner. Just some reading exercises for just to make those questions flow just a little bit smoother. Kind of like, semi-active suspension.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have never seen on Fox's trophy trucks because they run a couple of them. I have not seen that on. I have not seen any wires going to any of their shocks. Bob raises his hand and he says he's running active suspension on something. So yeah, yeah. Okay. I looked at some of them. I didn't see too many wires or stuff going to it. So either they've got it really well hidden. Or, okay, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to that, but they do. It's on some stock UTVs, and it evidently works really, really good. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come down to cost. And I think we talked about this last time. It's cost and packaging, and then actually really trying to decide what it needs to do. Well, because once you have electronic interference, or something that's changing, and it changes at a time when you don't want to, and in a car, a 4-wheeled vehicle specifically, like your body doesn't influence what's going on all that much. But you get on a motorcycle and your body position changes, and all of a sudden, you do something to counteract something or to to anticipate something, and the shock says, "Oh, that's not like," and it does something different. That's not going to be good times. In a car, I think that they were probably able to simulate what most drivers would do, and then come up with some settings or kind of have a pretty good overall understanding of it. But I think there's so many different, you just watch the way people ride. Some people over the front of the bike, some people over the back of the bike. Some people react differently to different kinds of things. And that's a little bit more of a complex scenario for that shock stuff. So, yeah. Hopefully that answers the question. It's interesting. But John's always on the technology thing. I think he's on the internets a lot. I think he's checking everything out. Let me know when you see. Let me know when you see all of the electric bike reviews coming out, because I know it's been ridden, but I haven't paid attention to who's ridden it or why they haven't. I'm sure there's an embargo of some sort. If everybody's ridden the bike, they probably are embargoing it, because it takes a long time to charge the batteries between letting the journalists show up and ride it. So they can only have so many journalists on so many days. And imagine if you got the first impression, everybody wants to know what that 80 horsepower on that electric motor feels like. It'll be interesting to see if they actually got to ride that one, because it's a big number for an electric bike, and it wouldn't run for very long, and it'd take a long time to charge up. So roll this back full circle. So anyways, we answered all of our questions. I think we're pretty
I
good.
don't really see any more coming in the chat.
Okay. We fixed all the world's motorcycle problems, right, Logan?
Yep.
And you got one more day of school? 2. 1.
Half day.
Half day of school.
Yep.
And you're out.
Yep.
And then raid your party at your place?
Gonna go ride a dirt bike?
Gonna put a door in.
Put a door here?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad that's on the agenda. It's on mine too. It's one of my things. So, okay, with that, I'd like to thank Yamaha. And they have awesome 4-stroke models as well. You can visit YamahaMotorsports.com. And what do you get when you go there, Logan? Victory Zone.
Victories.
Victory Zone. Just like Eli Tomac.
Yep.
Yep. Victory Zone. Monster Energy graphics are available.
Yep.
And I saw that someone said that they are starting to get, like, they had waited a while for their YZ125 and they started to get them. So I guess they're out there. That's good. The only bad thing with our YZ125 is air filter. And I got a little beef with Trevor because the air filter was all like kind of torn. Like, and so I ordered a new one. I got a new one coming, but I don't think we gotta check the Yamaha quality on the air filters. And give that a check. Yeah. I got to do a fix. I mean, what you need to fix on your YZ125. And right now, the only thing you need to fix is air filter. That's it.
Yep.
So, okay. Any other questions?
No, all good on my
You're
end.
good?
Yeah.
Logan,
good
you're good?
Yep.
Cooper couldn't come in because he doesn't remember who he is?
Because he lives in Vegas.
He lives in Vegas.
Oh, I live in
Yeah.
Vegas too.
Yeah, he was here. You can maybe get a carpool buddy.
Yeah, there we go.
So,
let's put some gas money.
so okay, everybody. Take it easy on Logan. It's a full moon. There was an eclipse the other night, last night,
Yeah,
I think.
Lunar eclipse last night.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's what's causing the reading problems?
Yep.
Good.
100%.
Okay, now we know what the problem is. Thanks, Ruben, for pointing that out. I'll be easier on him, but he's going to get a whipping when we get off the air. So with that, everybody, we will see you next week and see you out in the trail. Cheers.